Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and I tweeted this last night. And yesterday was a very interesting day toward afternoon. I was approached by a person who has NX information, and I was like, "Why is it? Why am I getting approached? I haven't got an answer yet. I spoke to this person a few hours, and you're going to get this is going to be broken down. I'm going to try not to make this humongous, gigantic video, but there's a lot of parts I got to tell this person who's leaked information before to websites, and it's been spot on for a few years now. I verified that myself. I got to keep this person's anonymity. I guess I hope I said that right. And I can't give away the website though. I'm going to give you the games and information, the dates it was leaked. You'll probably find this. So, but I won't confirm or deny anything, and I won't give this person's information out. And then I'll go into the main leak that this person overheard, but also he has more information about the platform. NX is a platform. Nintendo has said that it is a platform. This is not the specs, the name, the controller, what the box or boxes what it looks like, or the price. I like this person who leaked this, it gave me this information, gave me more of an overview of what they have discovered what the NX is going to be. And it's been said before, so I'll get into it. And I like their resolve was, don't believe everybody that says anything, take it with a grain of salt. I told them I'd take them with a grain of salt, and I'm telling you, but he said nobody knows the price and the name and specs except Nintendo, so everybody else really doesn't know the specs. And this just came to fruition around here. I'm gonna put a little picture of 10K. He's been on still. He was really not kicked off, but really not listened to on NeoGAF for some of his leaks. And I posted some things about. A lot of people did. He just posted some leaks about some big specs. He just said yesterday, "I'm done. No, everybody else is flip flopping. We can't believe anything." Emily Rogers has said a few things, and really it kind of ends up her stuff may be more right. So this person has leaked information of the Nintendo eShop games fully released, and just recently Miitomo information before it was out. I checked them all and I went through them. So let's go through real quick what this person has leaked. This person leaked Miitomo information March 13th, 2016, 18 days before Miitomo launched, saying that my Nintendo points can be redeemed for various clothing and accessories that your character can wear. Even had some information. It came from a tutorial section before anybody else had it. You may have seen this, and some people may go, "I've seen that." Well, I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but this person leaked it 18 days early and was right. These are older predictions, around 2015, right at this person leaked Bionic Commando Elite Forces in Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire to arrive on the eShop January 1st, 2015. This person predicted 6 days early in December 2014. It came true. You could check the release dates. And then finally, Street Fighter Alpha 2, this person predicted would hit the Wii U Virtual Console May 22nd, 2014. They predicted it May 21st, and they were right. The person said they have some inside knowledge and can get information about, eShop information a little bit before everybody else, and what they're leaking is come true. How they got that Miitomo stuff, I don't know. I don't want to know. I didn't ask them. But they leaked it, and they were right. So they've been leaking since 2014, 2015, 2016. They're getting stuff right. So now, got that out of the way real quick. This is the main leak, and even this person says, take it with a grain of salt. They may not believe what they overheard from this other person. It could be bullshit. But it leads into a whole other section of the video about they do know, they can claim and actually prove some information about what NX platform is going to be. So I'm going to read this. This is the main NX leak they gave me. So here we go. The NX will likely be ARM based. We've heard this. Emily Rogers said this. Nintendo is developing a large network to stream games on a monthly subscription based service. Some people have said this before too. I'll get into that. The NX will be cheap, but the subscription will make up for the cost. The network will be powered by AMD, as the data center will have graphics capabilities. AMD, so that's new information. AMD, what he overheard, is going to be in the data center. Later, a supplemental computing device will offset people's requirements of needing large bandwidth and the subscription fee, but at a large cost. And does in parentheses, like a local server, and this item will be x86 based, but likely won't come out for 1 to 2 years, if at all. So this is kind of like a what if, what if they might do it. He said when Nintendo talks about the NX, they will claim it's 4K, powerful, cheap, open to developers, third-party developers, and include their own Nintendo JavaScript SDK, and will support a large amount of games at launch. This is a little bit of information, and this really snowballed into another part of this leak in this video, which is going to be very cool. NX was the code name for the browser for the 3DS. Hold on a second. The 3DS used early HTML5 standards, including high-level multimedia support. Nintendo expanded on this to create a gaming network, including a web-based graphic development SDK, which they turned into Nintendo JavaScript SDK, which was adopted by DeNA for the development of Miitomo, which also results in what includes the eShop, Nintendo Network ID, and everything else. So this is the first part. He overheard this. Take it with a grain of salt. Pour salt everywhere. Really though, we've already heard this. Up here, there is the No and Boogie2988. I'm going to give links. They've talked about this being a streaming device. I think some of my viewers, Chaz, you may have said this. If you hear a shout out to you, to be able to say, wonder if it's a server. Wonder if it, that supplemental computer device is a server. People have been saying this, so this is an idea. But starting right on my list, I got a script I'm going through. I actually got a script. The NX was already on the 3DS as a code name. Is that true? I'm going to cut to going through the computer. I'm going to capture some things. I'll give you some information. So I'll see you there in just a second. Okay, everybody. I was just telling you about this leaker told me that, well, the code name for the 3DS browser was the NX. And I was like, no, that can't be. So I got a bunch of websites here, and no, not everything is Wikipedia. But I started looking, and the first thing that came up was Wikipedia. And scrolling down through here, the browser is NetFront NX version 1.0. And this is where things started getting a little interesting when he started talking about this. And I'm like, wait a minute, the NX browser is on a Nintendo console back in 2011, North America. June 6, 2011 is when North America got it. June 7th, Europe, Australia, and Japan. So then I started looking, and this is Nintendo.com. Internet specs of the 3DS is NetFront browser. What is the NetFront browser? What is it? Is it NX? Yes. NetFront browser NX, a powerful WebKit-based browser with efficient memory usage. It's great for embedded devices. NetFront browser functionality, WebKit-based, HTML5. Like he said, they were doing HTML5 back in 2011, and it really was before Flash was still prevalent. And I think a lot of places, even YouTube was still using Flash. There's a lot of specs here. Like I said, all you got to do is just look up NetFront browser NX. Excuse me, and you'll get this website. It's easy to find. There's little key points here. It works on ranging from internet TVs to set-top boxes to gaming consoles to automotive, infotainment systems. I mean, it's everything. It can run anywhere. Benefits of the browser: high portability through platform-independent API. High flexible customized HTML5 for various devices. High level of replication. There's a lot of things here. Functional specifications of the NetFront browser. Got a cat wanting in. HTML5, all this CSS3, 1, 2, HTTP, all this. There's a lot here that I'm going to go through the specs, but it really tells you right here: Linux, Android, Qt, embedded, all these other things, Unix, Microsoft Windows CE family, Microsoft Windows Mobile Phone. Okay. ARM, Intel x86, x64, MIPS, SH, and others of the CPUs it supports. sports to plug in Flash and ACID 3 test. It really scores very high on them. And there's all sorts of things that this thing can do. It's great for, it's great to stream all this. So I'm thinking, is this the only instance of the NX browser? No. End of 2014, the same company says Access NetFront Browser NX is selected by Nintendo for new Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo 3DS LL. Also, that's the code name or the name for it outside the United States. We call it the 3DS XL. And this is the NX Browser 3.0. Platform independence, yada yada yada. Android, Unix, Windows CE, Windows Phone, game consoles. There's a lot of things it can do. And everybody's like, well, is that it? What else? There could be something else that the NX browser runs on. The Wii U has the NX browser 2.1. 2012, around that time it was released, or at least shown. This NX browser has been out in the 3DS, the Wii U, the new 3DS, and new 3DS XL, and 3DS XL. Which 3DS XL was just a 3DS. And you go back over here, and again, this is Nintendo now. Another Nintendo site. NX browser version 3.0 is in the new 3DS and new 3DS XL. It's it's amazing that this has been here all this time. And there's going to be some people that are going to be like, well, duh, we knew about this. I didn't know about this. How many people knew the NX? There was something, it was also a browser technology that's been in the 3DS since, for us in America, June 6, 2011. And it has perpetuated and grown from 1.0, which they talked about here. The browser is based on NetFront NX version 1.0 WebKit layout engine, similar to desktop browsers like Google Chrome and Apple Safari. And then it went, it's all here. I'm kind of shocked and blown away by some of this information. And, his first leak about overhearing some of this information from a third party, he even said, I could be wrong. This person could be full of crap. But then he started talking about, started talking about the overview of the infrastructure of what the NX is. It's not the console, it's the platform. And even Nintendo said it's a platform. Right here it is, people. It's based off this NX browser, I guarantee you. Whether we kind of like it or not. It's been here in these consoles that we didn't even know it was in there. A lot of us probably didn't even know what the hell that was. And somebody might say, well, you're just stretching. Nintendo uses the codename NX, and they magically have NX in 3DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, new 3DS, and the Wii U. Come on, people. This thing is just, it's been around. I want to see something real quick here while you guys are sitting here. Wii browser. What was the Wii browser? Opera. Okay. The Wii had Opera. So, no, it started after, the Wii. So, we're going to jump back over to the rest of the video. I'm going to let you guys hear more information that this guy told me about. But this is when it started to me snowballing. And when I saw this, the NX has been out, and it's a code name for the platform. It is a platform. So, all right. I'll see you guys in the video in just a second. Okay. That was a lot to go through. Not too bad. But as you can see, the NX browser has been on Nintendo devices since 2011. It's not on the Wii, but it's on the Wii U. I also forgot to mention in there, it's probably on the 2DS. 2DS released the 3DS, just of course flat, through 3D. So this really snowballed to more stuff, and we talked about this for hours, a few hours back and forth. And I really just took his information and went with it. And I'm going to read it. It gets a little technical. It's okay. I'm going to try to go through it and try to give you some information. And I'm trying to look up all it, make sure I got all my information right in front of me here. But let's take a look at this and go through it. So, building on the 3DS already had an NX browser. There's the NetFront web browser, is the NX. This is the platform. He said Nintendo's network is the NX. When you study the topology, how unified it is development structure, the fact that it ties everything into, including Nintendo's accounts, points, wallets, eShops, analytics, purchases, Me functions, media streaming, etc., you realize that you're looking at the NX. They said it was a platform, didn't they? When Nintendo states they will work with PlayStation 4 smartphones, it makes sense, doesn't it? The network they're developing is capable of it, and they're managing all aspects of encryption and DRM server side. Remember I just showed you what that browser runs on? It runs on Linux, Windows phones, and also Android and everything else. It runs on ARM. Do you know what else runs the NetFront browser? The PlayStation 4. You can look that up. Microsoft Xbox uses now Microsoft Edge. So remember that they said it will work with PlayStation 4 smartphones. Yeah, because all of them run the NetFront browser, or can. It makes sense. They didn't say the Xbox because it doesn't run the NetFront browser, NX. It still makes me go, okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's keep going. He said, when Iwata said the NX was a brand new concept, it makes sense. Netflix did this for movies and Nintendo's trying to do it for games. Remember, Kimishima-san saying, this is a brand new concept. It's a new way of playing games. And he just recently, this last week, says he looks forward to playing games this way. This is what it is. They also said, it's not a successor to the Wii U and 3DS. It's not going to replace them, because it's going to work next to them. It's going to be their next level of gaming service. You can't have, I'm going to get into that. You don't have the internet to handle it. Stay with the Wii U. Zelda, which that's still a dick move for putting it off, Nintendo. You can't play on the NX service to get higher end graphics. Go buy the Wii U version and play it at home. And you'll go with something else. You said when it was leaked, the NX would support 9K and 900p and 4K. He said, you remember that survey? You remember what was flying around that survey? He says this. This is because NX will have the unique ability to render streamed games which, although are run at 900p, can upscale with local textures on the device with this technology and create 4K. Not all games will support all features, but this will be a feature available to certain modified SDKs where the NX console will run a version of the game engine in order to interpret texture mapping into a video feed. Games that won't support this, proprietary gaming engines, certain ones maybe like Fallout uses the creation engine, just by example, will not benefit this initially run at 900p with abilities in the future for improvement. Now this is where it gets a little technical, and make sure I didn't skip something. No, I didn't skip something. He says Miitomo has a version where it takes JSON objective data to render cached media on a local machine. Let me stop there. What is JSON? I'm not a Java developer. Some people are shaking their head. They know what it is. JSON, called JavaScript Object Notation, is an object standard format that uses human readable text to transmit data objects across, consisting of attribute variable pairs. Okay, I'm going to get to, let me tell you what this is. History. This is on Wikipedia, but also you can go to the main Java site and read this as well. JSON grew out of a need for stateful, real-time, server-to-browser communications without using browser plugins such as Flash or Java applets, which were the dominant methods in the early 2000s. It pretty much, they need real-time communication. This browser is going to stream games with compression, with be able to offset some stuff locally, and with this type of technology, they've already used it in Miitomo to make sure they stream the data and it renders in the game. Pretty much Miitomo is kind of like a prequel to what this NX technology could be. He said, also go back here. This isn't anything new, however, but it should be noted that this isn't DNA's technology, but Nintendo's technology is a sample of how they look to overcome, excuse me, the fat server and thin client performance bottlenecks. So, that was a lot of information. You know, where do I stand on all this? I'll tell you where I stand on it. It's probably just over 20 minutes, I know. Frankly, the information isn't about specs, names, the controller shit that we don't know. He pretty much told me. Nobody knows this but Nintendo. Don't believe what people are telling you. 10K just came out. This is completely wrong. I can't believe anybody. The hearsay from the person he overheard it from, take that the biggest grain of salt. He even said, I don't know if this is true. This person could be freaking crazy. You're right. But when he really digs into it, he says, and I'll say where he got some of this information from. You know, he ended up looking around and getting into the Nintendo's networks. And he said, I won't tell you how I did it. But he said, I don't want to say how I've been figuring out this information, but he's a programmer. And I looked up his information as we were talking earlier on. I took the little bit of name I got from him and his email address, and I found him from a long time ago on programmer websites. So he said, hey, I'm a programmer. He verified himself again. You know, this is a lot of information, and you know, I don't know if you're going to believe me. I don't know how much I believe, but I believe at the most, starting when he started talking about the NX browser, starting in the 3DS and the platform and the infrastructure, I believe that's where it's going. It's not going to be a successor. It's not going to be replacing the current systems. It's a new way of gaming. Nintendo is jumping up down screaming this. It's something new. You haven't seen it before. We've kind of seen it with OnLive and places that really did push just hard streaming to where it was just a little too much. But if they get this technology that can compress and push a lot less data and use some tricks to push it across the wire, we can see a new level of gaming. Like I said, the information about him third party, pretty much the big information there, it's already been said before by the No, Boogie298, other people. It could be a streaming box. It looks to be a streaming box, but AMD in the data center, and also the supplemental computer device being used to augment people that have streaming problems. That's neat, but we don't know. That could be just hearsay from this person. It could be crazy. Even this guy, like I said, even my leaker here said it could be crazy. So take it with a grain of salt. So I'm going to just wrap this up. And can streaming work? Maybe it will not be universally accepted. Even he said this. A lot of people are going to buck this. If you don't have good internet, you can't do it. That may hurt Nintendo. It may not hurt Nintendo. But they're wanting to sell a buttload at the end of the fiscal year. And if they can put out a device, $100, $150, and then you just pop in a little service and be able to stream everything, like the No, go back and look at the No's video, which I even mentioned, I think, in Game Ramblings. A lot of people hadn't really mentioned it, and then I turned and saw Boogie298's video. Not many people have said anything on about NX being a streaming box that I can find. Again, you might be able to say, oh, here's some lists, but I haven't dug deep into the internet. So this, you know, I tell everybody to be skeptical of this. I've never had anybody reach out to me. The hearsay third party or second-hand information he gave me, he even says take it with a grain of salt. AMD may not even be in the fucking data center, but it does make some sense. We talk, you know, NVIDIA's been told or been saying they've got to win. AMD's got to win. Could they both be in there? The system has NVIDIA technology, ARM, streaming from an AMD data center. It doesn't matter because this NX NetFront browser runs on all of them. Overall, like I said, I'm rambling. I'm gonna get off here. I believe seeing as the NetFront NX browser has been on Nintendo systems from 3DS from 2011 on, I think it can't be a coincidence that the word NX is being used by Nintendo as a code name that they've used in technology for all these systems. I think it's a streaming console. I'm gonna put my money on that. If I'm wrong, you know, Picky Old Gamer here, I'll tell you I'm wrong. Don't have to believe me. Do your research. Take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, take those information and look up that leak, the leaks. You probably will find them. I'm not going to confirm this person and endanger them. Their anonymity. I'm not going to do that. I believe this person when he talks about the entire aspect of the NX platform and its technology. The third-party stuff, second-hand information, even he and I both say it could be bullshit, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm way over time. This is a big leak. Why am I doing that? Picky Old Gamer, you're not supposed to be doing leaks and rumors for NX. I've never had anybody come to me, and when I started seeing all this stuff line up, it's pretty compelling. Tell me what you think below. Click below down here and subscribe, please, and share this video. Again, it's a rumor. It's some leaked information. I believe some of the technology is probably going to point to a streaming box. If you don't, tell me what you think below. Be civilized. Just don't get in a huge argument. If I'm wrong, this guy's wrong. Oh well, it's just video games. Follow me here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, CrosshairTV.com for my network. And anything I do is retro at SkirmishFrogs.com. Picky Old Gamer.